One thing we really want to take you through is Bigtime. We have been gaming this now for about, I'd say, 5 months. They released pre-season. We are in the 3rd stage of pre-season, so we had period 1, period 2, and period 3. And we decided to give it a go in the 3rd and final pre-season test. To this date, the biggest grind you're going to get when trying to blitz through levels and increase your points is finding a party capable of just getting together and getting a move on. Some are really efficient and some like the portals that we're going through, and some, I don't know, guys, some people drop out, some people fail to get 6 into a party, and 5's fine, but 6 is better. We're really struggling. Like, I've been sat here for 20 minutes and still we have not entered this fucking portal. Can we get in, please, and just get on? I don't know. Let's take you through the basics. Let's say you are completely fresh. You have absolutely no idea what's going on, but you've heard that people are making bank from this particular blockchain game. Finally. We're going to take you through a tutorial of what to do, how to do it, the most efficient way, and yeah, great way to climb the leaderboard. When entering your portals, make sure you've got a good connection. Make sure that your Wi-Fi is premium, because dodgy Wi-Fi will cost you. The servers on their end can get super laggy, but I found that even the launcher can struggle if you've got a weak Wi-Fi connection. Like, you literally cannot log on to the game, and that can be a problem if you have assets like land, or space, sorry. If you have any kind of any token drops that come into your space that you want to pick up, collect, and harvest, you need to log into the game. So the Rift Forest, below here, as you can see, we've got 2 grey, 1 green, and 4 red. No one bonus rolled, and I'll explain what that means. Everyone needs to be in this green circle. In this green circle, you see, before we can actually run out into our dungeon. To the left-hand side, you see different tags. So you've got myself and 2 other people looking quite similar. You've got a green looking guy, and you've got orange, and below it blue. These are all different classes, and there are 2 other classes which aren't present here. So there's 6 classes you can be in total. So there's 6 classes you can be in total. Now, I've turned all of the audio off just so that we can chat and we can run you through a standard dungeon run. This is probably not one of my favorite ones, but it will give us a chance to just run through the standard operating systems and what you do going forward. So the basics are, it's not a button masher per se, but you will need to repeat a lot of actions in order to grind through these dungeon levels. What we're doing, we're at the back of the pack. We're going to let the guys fight. As you can see, even if you're involved with the party and not fighting, you still get XP. Yeah? You can see the XP popping up here. So let him die. There you go. We will get some XP, but you will not be able to harvest past a certain point. If you're a really low level and you join with a bunch of high level guys, it's a great way to just prop up quick leveling. That being said, it'll only work till about level 15 to 20, and then you really do have to start getting decent weapons, getting decent attachments, armor, etc. Otherwise, yeah, you're just going to be a hindrance to the party and the leader. And on the left-hand side, you can see that the leader has a crown. He's the guy, or girl, whatever, who set up the party. So they will kick you if you don't participate in a, in a way that's contributing to their success of this dungeon. Now, when you kill and destroy certain people, things, creatures, whatever they are, E lets you pick it up, Alt gives you full details, and then R is share. We pick them up, and it will go into your inventory. Now, in order to get into your inventory, you just press I. You can modify this to your own specification, so if you have a different layout, totally fine to do that. And it will appear. We're looking at it, level 35, okay. It's pretty decent for max melee damage, but dexterity, vitality, not great. We're not going to equip it, especially mid-dungeon. So these guys, just going to catch up the pack. But that's a very, very basic add-on for you to become aware of, that once you've got a dungeon, a party, you will be picking up product in order to sell or attach. It's a pretty simple concept, but the evolution of the game has meant that there are complexities in there, and only veterans will be able to show you more aspects of the game. The best practice is just to get involved. There we go. So someone here has just teleported the entire team to their position. The reason they've done that is because they want everyone alongside them before they go through this gate. This is also in your inventory, and you have two portals. You have the party portal and you have the town portal. Town will take you back to Watertown. This is out of the dungeon. The party portal will actually just summon your entire party. So really, really useful to have. I'd recommend having 10 to 15 at any given time, just because you never know. The graphics, pretty decent. I mean, they've gone for a Fortnite-esque kind of layout and art style. Really attractive. The game is quite smooth. Like, they do give you a warning prior to logging in that things could be super broken and you're just going to have to deal with some bugs, which is true. There are some bugs, but ultimately I found that this game's pretty smooth. Apart from some server complications, nah, all good, all good. So letting these guys defeat these gremlins, these bugs. I'm just going to hook up. Okay. On the right hand side, you get daily quests. Now, you have to ask for these daily quests. But one of my daily quests is complete adventure, close the corrupted portal, and kill enemies with fire damage. There is a points add-on at the moment where if you complete 35 daily quests, you get a certain points allocation. We need that. So we will be trying to complete these either through this dungeon or through some others that we potentially will stay with this party on this group. Now it looks like these guys want to completely wipe this dungeon. Some people just want to complete it. Some people actually want the XP. So we will participate in this. Oh, taken out. If you run out of health, if someone is stronger than you, if this guy, Christ, you will be knocked down, essentially, as you just saw twice in a row. Some quite powerful enemies out there, so again, lower levels, if you are trying to harvest, be careful. Do what we're kind of doing, stay at the back of the pack. Now, we're not weak by any means, we're level 41, it's a pretty respectable level, but these enemies, once they use their specials, you're down. You're not out. As you saw again, revival's possible. However, you have a 30-second time period to be revived by a team member. If you don't get revived within that 30-second period, you're dead and you need an official revival, which only comes from a shrine or some sort of potion which you can pick up in-game. Now, I'm not sure if this is still the case, but if you die, you did lose a lot of gold. Now, on the right-hand side, top right, next to the map, you see that 500,000, then the 3,000, and then the 10. These symbols at the top, these are some of the collectibles and the expendables within the game. The top is gold, and if you die, you used to lose quite a bit of gold. It was a decent chunk every time you died and needed reviving. Not the down and out, but the revival. I won't be doing that as a example. It's pretty obvious, and I don't want to lose my gold, but it's just to let you know, dying is suboptimal. E is your main interactor, so if you want to interact with something, E is the default, and if you want to do anything else, then yeah, modify it to your preferred layout. It isn't an issue. We use a mouse. You can link up a controller if you really want to. That isn't an issue at all. We just prefer PC gaming with our mouse. It's really, really convenient for us. And left click, I'll just show you quickly. Left click sends out our first attack, and then multiple clicks, 2, 3, 4, gives you our combo. Now I can change up. I'm a distance player at the moment, being of a magic specification, but what I can do, if I press F, I will now change to a more physical attacking body, and I will have to run and actually get a bit more close range with my enemies, which isn't a problem, but my health isn't fantastic because I'm meant to be a distance player. But it's nice to have the option. It's always good to have. Okay, this is an issue. What you just saw there, looted raw terror core. All your loot drops just below your party. Now, that comes quite randomly, but can be influenced by whatever you have attached to you. We'll get into that at a different time, but looting rare or unharvestable items is common within dungeons. You can only do it within dungeons. So I'm just going to switch back. Other players, the reason the party's so powerful, other players are essentially... Oh. Other players are critical to ensuring your success. Oh man, yeah. Must be said, you will struggle quite a lot without a healer, and you'll struggle quite a lot without a warrior. You can just go magic and warrior, but healers are really useful, and actually the ninja that you see right at the bottom, they can go into stealth mode, which means enemies can't see them, and that's also extremely useful if you're down and out but surrounded, because it can take a long time. So if I demonstrate this to you, I'm gonna go balls deep. Shouldn't be this close to this guy. Okay, never mind. If I get down and out again, I'll show you that 30-second timer. This guy will do it. There we go. Oh. Come on. Wow. Looks like they've given up. All I'm doing here is using all of my specials. There we go. Right, 30-second timer. Now you see, he has to revive me, surrounded by players. Can be super risky. If you're surrounded by a lot of active, quick enemies, it's difficult. It's really difficult to get your team members back up. Okay. Fortunately, I'm surrounded by a lot of quality. I mean, everyone here is 50 minimum. I'm actually the lowest level participant. Some of their pocket watches are a little bit below me, like you got your 39 and you got your 40, but I'm definitely the weakest player here. And that says something, because we have not messed around. So, let's just recap. I shouldn't be doing this on a level 45 dungeon, but it isn't a problem. Down at the bottom of the screen is a run of abilities and attachments. So if I press I and go to abilities, you can see here I can drag and drop what I want into this ability pool. So let's just say I wanted to add this potion. Yeah, it pops up with the quantity and allows me to use it. Now I've got them in a framework that I'm happy with. If I press 3, that'll send out the fireball. If I send out 4, that's the snow. 5 is the blast. So let's just get this guy. There we go. 6 is more of a surrounding blast. See there. 7 is fire. And other people and other agents will have their own set of abilities, and you can modify these as you go along. 8 is exactly the same as 5, but a bit stronger. So we're heading towards the end of our portal. This is the boss run, as you saw here. Look. 5 out of 6 participants need to enter. I've just entered, and the boss gate's open. If you've got a team of 6, or you've got 6 friends that are all going to jump on this together, learn together, grow together, like, it's the best way forward, because you can just organize and orchestrate really efficient portal runs. A bunch of strangers is totally doable. I'm doing it now. It's probably how I've done most of my portal runs, but to be completely honest, it can be slow, and it's the one massive grind. Like, you can't play in lower levels, tend to get segregated. If you're like a level 4, no one's picking you. No one can be asked to carry you, you know? So let's just get rid of him. Cool. Oh. Okay. This big dude is called a Mega Clocky. So we're just going to unload all of our abilities. Now, let's go through what our health bars are, what our mana bars are. So at the top, by my Metaverse gamer name, you've got a title that I bought from the online marketplace, and we'll get into that. You've got the health, which is green, and you've got your mana, which is blue. And I mean, they're called a range of different things, but you can run out of both, and obviously mana is less detrimental than health, but yeah, it's well worth keeping your mana up to date, especially if you are in magic class, because you will need it. So same again, let all of our abilities off, we stay a distance, we've got guys on the front line, so that's not too much of a problem. And we've obviously, there's a timer, depending on the levels that you are or will be. Sorry, depending on the levels that you are or will grind up to, that will change the speed of your recharge time. So the higher the level, the better the recharge time. And there we go. That is a portal all done and dusted. Now, it's really important not to be greedy and take all the items that come out. Like, this is a party of 6. They're high levels. They're going to want to see if they've got anything that can improve their, you know, their avatar. Don't go and nick all the stuff until they've all run away. So, by the looks of it, I want to collect it all because I want to sell the items for coins. Okay, so they're happy, and I'm now going to take it all up. But I've waited, you know, there's courtesy in that. At the end, it will give you your stats, and you can go through the portal when all is done and dusted. So that's a really, really basic overview of running a big time dungeon. But what's the point? You know, why are we logging in just to do that process over and over again? Well, there is a reason. Once you sell these items, you will get some coins, and when you get coins, you will be able to afford skills. These skills will improve your dungeon runs, they'll improve your quantity of items you can hold at any given time, they'll improve your overall avatars. So this pocket watch, we won't get into it too much just yet, you can obviously change that between your 6 classes. There's a pocket watch associated with each class. This, however, is upgradable amongst all of your classes. So once you've upgraded it once, you don't have to do it again, which is really, really powerful. That being said, you know, to get to these levels, you need over 2 million coins. So this is why you pick up the coins. The better you do in the dungeons, the better leaderboard rewards you can get. And yeah, I highly recommend that people run dungeons as frequently and as often as possible in an effective manner, because that is how you can rank up quickly. I'm just going to press M. That'll open up a larger map because I want to see if there's a shop around me. I can't see one off the back. What is that? No. Can't see it. No, okay. So we need to find a shop somewhere. It's harder around this area. This is probably the highest ranked area. This is Icy Wastes. So what we're going to do, we're going to show you how to transport straight away. Something which we demonstrated at the beginning of the video. I have 28 seconds to go through it. This will take me back to a more populated area and an easier area to offload my loot. So still got 5 guys, we need to find a 6th, and I just drag and drop all of my items. There's the coin cost for them. There will be different Vendroids to interact with, and I'll show you what they do in a second. And yeah, we're just gonna bear with on this one. It's a slow process. If you have something which you deem appropriate to attach, all you do is click on the item, drag it to its necessary location, and drop it on. Obviously, what I've got there attached is way better than what I've just attached, so I'm going to revert that. And this will affect your stats. We'll just show you your stats going forward. Now, a pocket watch gear is something that you can keep and drag onto your pocket watch, but they have to benefit. As you can see there, it will give me a better sub-tree agility, but actually I lose weapon mastery, I lose fire wave, I lose rift sub-tree. It's no good to me. It needs to go. No, we'll keep that because that's useful. Go. There's also little T5s and T4s. They're tiers. Now, a tier 5 item is naturally better than a tier 1. You will come into a range of different tiers and different rarities, and we'll run through that too. Okay, so I've just offloaded all of my loot. That's all gone. I've saved what I wanted to save, and I've attached anything I wanted to attach. Brilliant. We're still looking for a 5th person, so now's probably a good time to run through the Vendroids. There are different Vendroids. Each one on the screen will have a different logo, different icon, right? Chat with your Vendroid. Always available, will have certain items available to it. Limited offer is what people have dropped in, okay? However, if I move over into the different colored Vendroids, you've got an unlock there and a shard there. Heading to the decryptor, any items in your loot that was locked, you can unlock there, and your artifact fragment trader, you just drag and drop your fragments in. I need a minimum of 10 fragments, therefore I can't trade them. But when you do, you essentially get a reward of some sort. It could be gold, could be an attachment, could be a pocket watch, could be an NFT. Like, there's so many different variables. So let's just say, hypothetically, I want to go and buy some loot. Well, the starter gear Vendroid will have all of your gear ready for your first dungeon. Kind of not worth it. You better just to go into like a level 10, let a load of people grind it out for you and pick up as you go along. However, you do need something to fight with as you start. So great place to pick up your initial loot and gear. Moving on. Rarities. So your tier 1 common. Yeah. You've got a tier 4 uncommon. Okay. A tier 4 rare. Then we go into epic, and that's the encrypted item that we spoke about earlier. In addition to this, you can get legendary, mythic. So here's a legendary. Yeah. Tier 3, 22. Yeah. You can get it mythic, which will be there. And then transcendent, which is red. That is the rarest item you can acquire, or rarest, not even a tier. It's just the rarest category you can acquire. And with our pocket watches, we try our utmost best to get either mythic or transcendent, because they offer the best skill trees, they offer the best perks. You become quite a powerful avatar whilst running through your dungeons. So if you can find a transcendent, which will be a light red, find that. On the topic of pocket watches, it is so important that you find a high-tiered legendary, so a tier 5 or a tier 4, and it be either mythic, exalted, transcendent, one of the higher tiers. If you need legendary, pick a legendary, but the best I could find when I was leveling up was a tier 2, so I've leveled it up to 40, but we found a tier 5 on one of our runs, and obviously we're looking at tier 4 mythics there. Ideally, you need a decent pocket watch before you do any of these dungeon runs, because without it, you know, if you level up a really basic pocket watch, you're in so much trouble. You have to switch out and do it all over again. You'll notice 2 numbers by the side of our avatar at Metaverse Gamer as well. One's your pocket watch level and one is your overall level, because obviously you can switch. If I go into my pocket watches, you can see there it says level 14. If I double click that pocket watch, I then become that avatar, okay? So that gives me my level 14, it gives me the XP. I'm level 7 here. But I want to go back into 40 because we're going into a really powerful dungeon. There's all my XP again, and the actual rank of everything. Looks like... Right, no one's bonus rolled. On your journeys, you can collect chips to roll. And you can roll these bonuses. It won't let me do this now for some reason. I think it's because someone's already put or someone's already entered the dungeon, so I can't get in. There's a timer here. You've got a certain amount of time to get in. The curses you can acquire and the bonuses that are already locked in. Pretty average. So now you've got your pocket watch. You've picked your avatar. You know about equipping loot. You know how to run. You've got your skill like tree all based out. And it looks like because I was late to join, they were able to open the gate. Absolutely fine. Let's start completing these daily quests. Let's get the adventures done, the corrupted portal done, and the enemies with fire damage. They are 3 really easy ones to complete. So let's not waste any more time. Let's keep doing what we're doing and collect as many items as possible. There are different enemies as you go through these dungeons. So there'll be different styles, different variations of, you know, dinosaurs, bugs, and robots, but there are more enemies coming. With that in mind, it's important you understand the good rule of thumb is the bigger the enemy, the more powerful they are. It's rare you get a small, powerful enemy. It's just rare. So, fuck. If you see a massive enemy, they've normally got a really aggressive attack structure on them, and it's probably best to not avoid them, but just understand that they're going to deal some damage to you. When you start playing the dungeons, you will acknowledge that they are similar. None are exactly the same, but there are some that run very similar to each other. And you'll just know your way around the map and where to go. So, eventually, depending on where you are and what you run on a regular basis with your party and your group, you'll slowly get to grips with it. So this guy here, that bigger dude, he's powerful. Can be quite a pain in the ass if you're trying to sort out your enemies. And again, deals more damage. As you can probably see, it's very active. There's lots of animation. Like, it can be quite hard to see. There are NFT drops in game, but they tend to come with prestige portals. So the portals we enter at the moment are, how do I say this? They're basic portals. They're just to go in, smash about, and come out of again with some loot. If you want specific loot, you tend to have to pay for it. You can pay for it through Bigtime tokens, which is the cog on our right-hand side. The time shards, which again is the other icon above. Or even money and or attachments. So on the marketplace, you can go out and buy some nice cosmetics, which are really cool. But it also helps you with prestige portals, which gives them a secondary utility, right? So I'm just collecting this thing and I'll show you our cosmetics. We bought a couple, but we only bought them cheap. We're not spending a fortune on this. Going to collection. There you go. So shows you the mint rate of what's allowed, the rarity, and our attachment. And there is loads to explore and loads to do. I would say the map needs to get bigger. I would love to go and actually explore more of their creations, but for now, you know, we're in pre-season. This is all testing. I'm sure there's improvements to come. The token itself is doing really, really well. I know there's more to drop, but the rewards, I'll show you in a second, the rewards are insane if you're a pay-to-earn player. Like, you could make some serious bank off this. It's a little bit button mashy, and I mean, it is chaos. You just kind of don't know where you are, where you stand, who's behind you. So you see our guy's down, and then he's up, and he's, you know, it's because our healer's helping us out. Normally, I like this class to start with because you can just take a back seat, chill out, and fire all your abilities at them, and kind of not get involved with the fray, because it can be real hard work. And if you're way out your comfort zone, if you've not got a good defense, then you are in a bit of trouble. I have to say, this is probably one of my favorite portals to run. So we've run one of my least favorite on the first portal. Okay. And now we're doing one of my favorites. Not just for grinding, but for just general enjoyment. Like, they've gotten harder, but they're also quite easy to pick up XP and run through in an appropriate manner. You're not spending some run for ages. You can have an easy like 3-hour dungeon run. Like, that is not beyond the realms of improbable. Third collection. This is unusual. Let's go. Okay. So the big yellow square with the meterage is where my next objective is and where the party's next objective is, and then it's essentially showing us what we need to do to get through the portal in a, I wouldn't say it's obvious, but just an effective way around the dungeon. It also shows up on the right hand side of your screen. So there's a boss gate that we need to now tackle. It's kind of like an objective screen. I'm getting out of the way there. Give them some fire. Daily bounty collected. So that's now shown up on the screen because I've done something within the daily bounty remit, and that was kill 25 units by fire damage. I didn't get much of an opportunity to do it in the last dungeon just because we were running through some bits. So I'm quite heavily damaged. I've got a little green portal around me because one of our party members has tried to help us heal. But if I wanted to heal myself and just get out of the fray and recover, it does mana and health, and you just I've set it to number 2 on my keyboard. You can do anything. It's just a convenient place to put it. And the reason I like to collect things as we go is because you may get an opportunity to offload to the artifact fragment trader, or maybe you've got a load of stuff to unload. The artifact trader will not take standard loot, it only takes artifacts, so there's nothing I can do with that. But the dungeons tend to give you more coin. So if you've got someone that if you've got a bot that's available to offload loot to within a dungeon, do it. So we're still waiting for a player, and we're off. My goal is probably to get level 50, and then that normally unlocks a lot of the high-end exposure types of loot. And it means that my other avatars will benefit off that high pocket watch, because I can pick up items which they probably can't equip straight away, but they will eventually. These rings around enemies are either fire, poison, energy sapping. They all come with their own unique flavor. Just be wary of them if you have them in your dungeon, mainly because they, en masse, especially with clockers, those little robots, they can swarm you, and yeah, you're in serious trouble. Cool. Right, 2 dungeons down. We're making good headway with this group. This is a solid group once they got their act together. So eventually, you collect all your gear. I mean, my bags are quite big. I'm able to collect 28 different items, but 2 more and I'll be full. Look, 2 more empty slots left available. So I'll pick up this guy's dropped loot, and it's easy to drop loot or delete it. You simply click on it, click that mark as trash, or drag it out, and it says, "Are you sure?" When your inventory is full, it will tell you. Close. Epic, level 22, not bothered. Some items that are useful, or some things that you stack. So my number one, he's just took it. My number 1 key action is Tree of Life, which is like a little portal that heals you. I wouldn't even call it a portal, it's more of just an area that heals you. Similar to what you see on screen now. We collect those because they're really useful just to heal your group if you have 5 seconds to take a breather, or you're going into a boss tunnel, perhaps, just heal yourselves up, get your stats back to normal, and press 1, left click, and it'll appear. And you can double down on that healing by having a rest. So these 2 combined will heal you extremely quickly, and it's a useful way of just, in a quick-paced game, getting quickly healed. So we're going to do the same thing that we did last time. We're going to get back to Watertown, which is the main hub. You'll start here, and you'll have a group dungeon run, or you can do your own quests. You still need partners for that, but it's more of a solo campaign kind of thing. I wouldn't recommend you do it solo, but you can. This here is the artifact that we got from the fragment trader. So when you trade in these fragments, this is the kind of thing you'll get, which is yeah, really useful. We want to keep that. We'll do a decrypting stack. So at the moment I've got level 38 rare, I don't know what you call them, leggings, pants. Let's get rid of these. Do we pick up any? Nah, no, it's rare you're going to pick up good loot. They've nerfed it a little bit. You could pick up some mythics and some legendaries, but I'm yet to see a myth. I've had 1 mythic since leveling up to 40, just once. So, and we were stupid and sold it and thought we'd get some more, and we never did. So, hold on to your mythics. Okay, so let's go into our decryptor. We want to see if this is going to be any better than what we've currently got. Items encrypted, decrypt to find out more. Pull it in, there will be a cost. It will come out of your... Yeah, come out of your Bigtime allowance. So it should come out of our total coins. It shouldn't be a problem. There it goes. And it's garbage. Now, it's important not to get lost with your party, so you can be a little bit selfish, but if a portal appears, I tend to go through it, and like I'm happy to hold one garbage bit of loot than delay my team. Again, it's just a bit of courtesy. They're all high level guys. They'll just boot me if I'm not participating in a time effective manner. You will get that with strangers. They are pretty savage. Like, people want to get on. You know, there's money attached to this, so don't screw around. Do things efficiently and quickly, and yeah, you should be on your way to leveling up and earning some big time pretty quickly. In order to get into the game, in order to get into the game, I would say space isn't essential, but it's damn useful, as are time wardens. They are not essential, but they are damn useful. Grinding your girl, there will be girl avatars to come, so any ladies out there who are trying to earn, don't worry about it, that's coming. In order to participate in the economy properly, you will need space, you'll need a time warden, but we'll get into that as well. At the moment, we're just running dungeons, giving you a flavour of the game. Okay. To the right hand side of your health bar, when you go into an area that has certain benefits or certain cons, it will appear right next to your health bar on the right hand side. So we're in that tree of life. It will show us the healing time capacity around its rejuvenation period. So if you're cursed, it will show you how long it will take for you to be cursed again and cause some damage to your stats in some way, shape or form. So you see there, we're all healing. Now we're out, and they all disappear. But it's a nice touch to know that, you know, you're either in a good place or a bad place from a stat perspective. Okay. So these clockers, if they have some of that fire or ice ability around them, man, they can be hard work. Another artifact. It's important when you pick your abilities that you have both long range and short range abilities, just because you will be fighting from afar on some fronts, and on others you'll have to get up close. Like, it just is what it is. Yeah. You can be cheeky and try and collect like the objective early whilst enemies are still around, but I think there's a program in here where they just kind of know. Let's get that off the ground. There you have some of that. And whilst you're collecting, a useful tactic, or when you're healing a player, you can move. Not much. You need to stay around the designated area of who you're trying to heal or what you're trying to collect. But a general rule of thumb is just to move ever so slightly left or right. It takes some practice, if you like. There we go. Right, so I'll show you here. I'm collecting and I'm moving. The reason for that is if someone was trying to attack me, I can just dodge it whilst I'm collecting the objective. So a useful tip, you find that out eventually. But more for healing players, like I've had it before, I've just stepped back at the right time and managed to heal a player, and it's kept our party alive. And again, time's money when this thing is costing you way up. Whew. Damn. You want to be as efficient as possible. There we go. So you see what I mean about moving around, attacking? It's a good strategy. Another good tip. You see that health bar, that big plus sign, that kind of like heal sign above this guy? He's going to heal anyone within his vicinity, so he's a healer for the enemies. Eliminate them as quickly as possible. They are fucking hard work. So I'm reviving. I'll move around. Yeah. Don't have to do it always, like only when you're under pressure. But it's just, I don't know. Good practice. There's our enemies. Chaos, as you can see. So, as a magic spec, it's just so much easier for me to hang back and unload everything I've got. Man alive. It can get really silly, like you're talking 100 plus enemies. All coming at you at once. I think the overwhelm strategy is actually quite a potent one. Oof. Yeah, I don't think so. Cool. Some of your team will be faster than others. That's just how their stats are. I like collecting all the gold that I can, just because the quicker I can level up my overall skill tree, so not the pocket watch, but the passive, the quicker I can get all these done, the better. I want all of this available. It makes no sense upgrading anything else. You can, like, by doing your pocket watch, these are really useful. You know, updating these are great, but it only gets you so far, if I'm going to be completely honest. Get the passive tree up to date as quickly as possible, and then pick and choose which abilities you want to use going forward. And you can see there's a mixture of enemies. You get some insects, you get some robots. It's rare you get all three in one, so it's probably just going to be an insect and robot kind of heavy dungeon. Oh, I need to close that corrupted portal. It's one of our dailies. And I'm not doing it with that around, so that can fuck off. Okay. Don't know whether we've done this yet, so we may have it spit at us. Nope, looks like someone's already activated it, so this will be another daily activity done. Boom. Okay, let's get on. Wow, looted a fair bit of stuff for that. So you see time crystals and raw terra core. And now all I need to do is complete this quest, and that's our daily activity done for the day. Really useful stuff. Looks blocked to me, mate. Let's go back. Back into time. If you are to die, and your team's to die, and you're to, you know, edge out, Resurrection Shrine, Skull and Crossbones will appear above someone who is officially dead. You need one of those shrines to revive them. That's what it looks like. Get out the way. Whilst you're doing all this, at the bottom of the screen below our abilities is XP. You won't be able to equip certain items without a certain XP level. That's just how it works. That's how you equip better gear. That's why you collect XP through killing and destroying certain things. Damn, these guys are tough. There we go. What's going on here? Oh, it's about to get busy. So this is probably where someone may get down. Oh, we got a clocky here. They will come either orbs at their feet or orbs surrounding them. That's a shield. So if they have shields or if they have any kind of, call it a force field, they are going to be notoriously hard to kill. No players to resurrect. Okay. There he is. Again, really hard to see. It's gone. Okay. Pick some up. Oh. Damn, they do throw it at you. Ugh. When you do damage to a player, sorry, an enemy, if you don't finish him off, don't worry, you get an allocation of the XP. So, oh, okay, so I'm down. They've healed me. If I was to die, I'd just have a skull and crossbones over my my icon, and that would require a resurrection. Oh man, don't think so. Oh, I really don't think so. See you later. And retreat. This is ridiculous. Because it's such a narrow, like, dungeon run, you can actually just create this wall of death. You've got enough power behind you. Yeah, they just have to all kind of narrow into this alley, and you can unleash hell on them there. More open space dungeons are, yeah, easier to get swarmed and more difficult to protect your guard, if that makes sense. Screw this guy. There we go. Now, the skill trees we spoke about. I want to increase my abilities. I need gold. As you can see, we haven't got that quantity of gold available. So we're going to have to let it go. That would have increased my pocket watch skill, not my passive. And I'm in the tree of life at the moment because my mana was low. So we're just increasing my energy, as you can see. And I press 2, and it increases even quicker. Everyone's offloading all their loot because it gives you more capital. So we'll do the same. Get rid of, look, see, 1,000 compared to the couple of hundred it was back at Watertown. Well worth doing. I'm not saying you could farm this, but it's possible. At this stage, they wouldn't boot you. They want 6 players to finish the game. So don't feel bad if this takes some time or if you want to modify yourself. Like, it just is what it is. There's no harm in that at all. So we've offloaded our gear, we cannot upgrade, and we're going to go back into battle. Whoa. Wow, someone's already making absolute bank. Who destroyed all these people? More of them, look. So, dash. Really useful. The way I've set it up is the standard settings they give you. So, double tap front, and you move front, and it's the same with any direction. Left, right, and backwards. Okay. Once we finish these daily quests, I will show you the economy of Bigtime and how it works. I think that's the best step going forward. Okay. Wow, dead already. What happened there? What happened there? That's so unusual. Right, I'm getting out of here. That looks like a kill zone. So I'm poisoned for a little bit. That poison's gone now. Curses are probably the worst. I couldn't get rid of our curse. We needed a particular potion and we didn't have it, which meant that we just constantly lost life. We had to just nurse our way through the dungeon. It was pretty grim. Got him. And obviously the higher the level, so if we look at this Coffin Mantis, 42 is its level, and then it's got a load of attributes above it. Like, just demonstrating the difficulty of the kill. And you get XP rewarded depending on the level and the skill of the enemy. So, obvious, but, you know, damage you do to it as well contributes to that. Right. The chests also changed as well. I don't know if you've noticed the different colours, but some are going to be higher profile loot drops than others. Mission complete. Happy days. So we're going to pick up all the gold we can. We're going to look for any legendaries, but that doesn't look like it's going to be... I think someone just picked one up. And we're approaching 600k gold, which is great. You can just teleport straight out of here. You don't need to go through the portal and then teleport back. You can just teleport straight out. Really useful. Saves a step. Improves your time efficiency. We'll offload our loot, which wasn't very much this time. Nope. There we go, 600k gold. 1.2 million. It's going to be tough. We're at 7 artifacts of one type and then 7 artifacts of another type. So the artwork on this will change eventually. It's a little confusing right now. And whilst a couple of players go into their metaverse, we'll do the same. I've programmed that to be a key at 0, so I don't touch it on a regular basis. And it will disappear as you go into dungeons, or is that right? Maybe it doesn't. But I'm entering my metaverse. You will only get a metaverse when you have space. Here, you can stash your stuff that you find rare or useful. So there's a mythic. Some lower level stuff for my guys when they need, you know, lower level gear equipping. Your weapon picks up XP as well as you use it, so that will upgrade as you start to kill newer, stronger enemies. Here you can craft certain gems, so if you want a fire gem, if you want... Let's see if we can craft one now. I don't think we'll be able to, but... There's loads to go out. You've got shock, poison, there we go. So you can craft bits, essentially. But you can attach it to these slots here. So this weapon can be like a premium fire, or you can mix and match. We're into our space now. I'm going to press M, show you our gear. Everything here isn't under decent operation at the moment, but you can efficiently run your space and your attachments to generate you Bigtime, generate you NFTs, and essentially, if we just give you a really quick overview, these are the NFTs which you can buy on the online marketplace, and they'll all have a rarity, they'll have an attribute, and, you know, the thing that they're... So legendary space is the space, then you have an armory, you'll have a forge, and you'll have a time warden. You can also populate these areas with furniture and cosmetics to improve your aesthetics. These guys are time wardens. They are the most important part of the big time economy. They will have, and you can see on the map there that it's white, so that means it's a common, and it goes all the way up to transcendent, exalted, and exotic. Exotic's a really rare one. Interact with it, and you can either make an hourglass, which is an NFT, and we've got all the items there to do that. You can recharge your current NFTs, so they get time allocations to put to them there, see? Or you can dismantle your cracked ones. The cracked hourglasses you can also attach to yourself, so I'll show you that now. If I'm to go into my hourglass drops, I can drag these cracked hourglasses, which will stick around for 2 hours, onto my guy. Okay. These help generate Bigtime token. To unlock all 5, it costs quite a lot of time crystals, and time crystals are there. Okay. Cracked hourglasses drop in space at random 48-hour intervals. So I may get, doesn't matter what my space is, so it says here rare, medium space, okay? But as I go through, they'll increase in rarity. That's just the way I've structured it. So I've gone from rare to legendary, and then if I go along here, this will be mythic, okay? Yeah. All of them are medium. I fancied collecting a load of mediums. I may get a large, I don't know. By the looks of things, if you just want to start farming big time, buying up a ton of cheap, large, rare space, and then selling the cracked hourglasses to your time warden works for now. It does constantly evolve. It's changed twice since I've been participating in this economy. But that is one of the most efficient ways to essentially harvest your big time. Now, I like checking in with our group before going back into our space, because normally they get a bit frustrated and they'll just boot you if you're in your space for too long. I'm going back. I want to show you why this economy exists and what's happening with it. There are, at the moment, huge big time leaderboard reward drops. So getting your space, your forges, your armories operating at an effective and productive manner gets you more leaderboard points. What you craft, what you do, what you harvest, etc. So I don't think I can do anything with you right now because I'm actually trying to get rare hourglasses crafted. But you'll essentially go to one of your areas and you'll see there's a Bigtime and I don't want to call it a fragment, but it's an ingredient that you need in order to make certain items. Now, I can only make mythic because this particular armory, if you see on the map, is mythic. I can't make exalted, I can't make transcendent, I can't make exotic, okay? So this is limited due to its rarity on what you can produce as an NFT, which I think is a really nice touch, like, again, gives value. Mythic's quite high up, right? And the hours to craft these things take ages. As you notice, rare is half the time for a mythic. In order to craft higher levels, let's just say I want to craft this, that's not a problem, okay? Get some big time, bang, I've got some common gloves. But I want to stack up my guy so I can enter prestige portals, yeah, makes sense. And I want some epic gloves so I can do the prestige portals and, I don't know, flex that I've got quite a high profile NFT. 300 big time, it's not cheap. I need 3 gloves already made from the rare pile to craft it, and I need infused terracore. You can refine ingredients, so terracore, I haven't got enough. I've got enough raw, and I can refine augmented, but infused, super tough. Yeah? Tough to do. You can also level your guys up, so the more you level them up, the more efficient the turnaround time of your NFTs. And that's the same kind of concept with everything that we're doing. Whether it be a forge, an armory, or a time warden. These are common concepts amongst all of them, okay? So I'm just going to go to one that we are crafting at the moment. You can rent your NFTs, so this one is rented. I don't have the funds to buy a legendary, so for a couple $100 you can, you know, rent your desired NFT. I can't make rare hourglasses with uncommon time wardens. Like, I need a higher level. So the crafting's in progress. I've still got 2 days, 9 hours and 53 minutes to get this particular hourglass, but I'm ready for the next. So let's just say I wanted to craft this item. You already have a craft in progress. You've got to finish this first. That's just how it is. It will also let me recharge. Now, I can try, but I don't think it will let me recharge. And if I do want to recharge, how do I want to recharge it? Is it going to be a common, uncommon? I haven't got enough time crystals, apparently, to do a long recharge. Now, 5,700 time crystals is a lot. So let's try and drop this in, and let's do a rare, short recharge. Let's just try. Can't do it because there's a craft. But within these, you get a bonus roll as you craft. Similar to how you do with prestige portals or standard portals, you can bonus roll, right? It can already allocate some time to your hourglasses. So that there's positives there. The only real way to acquire a significant amount of time crystals is to buy them. So that's how the economy and the token props itself up. But again, the incentive to do so outweighs the cost for acquiring the necessary ingredients to make certain things. We don't actually know what allocates leaderboard points. So we don't know officially how much it generates us. We just know it generates us a lot of stuff to climb the leaderboard. So an hourglass is meant to be quite high up in terms of leaderboard points. That quantity, we don't know. So I've looked into our chat and it looks like they've gone to Oscar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit and return to the lobby. And you can move servers and lobbies with your team. It says we were in Oscar, so you can restart the game with your team all allocated, and with any luck on the map, no. I don't know where they've gone. Outpost portal. Let's just try and find them. I could be wrong. I don't think it's the castle, I think it's in wastes. It's not showing me. Ugh. Yeah, normally if I'm close it will give you an icon to follow. Never mind. That's one of the risks. Look, that's just one of the risks. If you're in your space for too long and you're modifying or you're harvesting whatever it is that you need to harvest, that is one of the problems. You're going to lose your team. And it's up to me then to get out and opt out my team. I have no idea where they are, what they're doing. I've got to leave. It can be quite frustrating if you're a new player because you don't really have the money to constantly chop and change and go back and forth between Watertown, and then now I've got to find a brand new group and I have no idea about the skill sets of the group or so on and so forth. This is the longest grind where you just want to kind of say, hey, look, I want a game, I want to earn levels, like my XP is so close to becoming 41, would appreciate the level up if you've got it in you, and it's hard to find someone that actually wants to lead a group because, again, it can cost. If I press P, along the left-hand side are all the people that are willing and open to being into a party. Now that isn't enough for me to actually start a decent group. I'd ideally want 6, and I want 6 different kind of sets. Like absolute minimum 3, and I want another kind of 2 healers is acceptable, to be fair, at that level. I don't know. I'm just going to add them and show you what it's like. You send out the invitation, they have to accept it. If someone accepts, they'll come into your party. There they go, they're all keen. But here's the real problem, right? I'm waiting on 2. You're screwing around, it's all time. My guys appear, but no one else is coming to it. There's 4. So I've now got to keep looking. There's no one available. I don't block people. No one's annoyed me enough to block them. There's a new class. Okay, there's 5. And this is how you establish, a party going forward. Wow, 62. What a grinder. 64. Okay, so we're full. Now, I've got to go to a portal, transport everyone, and get them to fight in the same portal that they're happy with. Logistically, it can be a real problem. So it's 3,000 just to get to here. I'm now going to invite the party, right? I've got to wait for them to port because they may be doing other things. They may be in their space, or they may be, I don't know, selling some items. They might just be chilling. They might be AFK. I've got to wait now. Got a few guys around me, 4, 5. Okay, this isn't too bad. And then what I'm really tempted to do from here on in, I like to pass over. So highest level guy, there he is. I'm going to make him the leader. I cannot be asked. I really cannot be asked. So he's now the leader. Whether he likes it or not, he's passed the leader on because he can't be asked. Someone needs to own it. But now there's 6 of us all together. Now we need to find a portal. So the logistics of it, this is by far the biggest snag point of the game. Now we're all just sitting around like idiots, trying to find something that's appropriate for levels 41 all the way to 62 all the way down to 34. So it can't be a ridiculously hard level dungeon, but again, it's got to satisfy some of the higher profile players in here as well. So it's tough. It's just tough, guys, to get. There you go. Someone's found a portal. But we've all now got to agree without really talking. We're all just kind of sat here, right? So the best way to do it is to summon them again. And this is all costing you in terms of gold. There's 4 of us, 2 guys, 1 guy. Yeah. Then you want to decide who bonus rolls. So someone else is doing that for us. It's level 38 to 43, so that's acceptable. And he's decided we're going in. Now, once one person enters, that's kind of it. That's it. That's like, okay, this is what we've picked. 5, 6, doesn't matter. That's done now. That was pretty simple. But I have sat for, I reckon the longest I've sat for is about half an hour. I was on my phone and it took over half an hour to just get everyone to agree on a fucking dungeon and roll it and then enter it. It's just, jeez. Really tough. Like, a massive ball ache. And off you go. You're back to grinding away. I mean, I'm going to get to... Wow, I'm so close to 41. Once I hit 41, that'll be me done. I might even just leave the dungeon. It's not great for me to do that, but... I have got other things we need to do today. We've got a lot to cover. In fact, we're going to be doing some VV today. We're going to be doing some Berserk if we can. And if it lets us, we'll... if time lets us, because there's a lot on today, we will be doing some Illuvium. Check out all the other playlists and channels because we do go through some really cool content for, oh my goodness, for messing about with Illuvium. It's one of the upcoming games of Web3 that I think it's gonna revolutionize what we do as a gaming ecosystem. Like, people don't quite understand how incredible these games are and what they can do. Hey, what they can do for income, for, you know, a purpose, leading into this weird world that we're in. Cool. Right. New biz. This is still for you. So we've leveled up. It will show you the icon saying, hey, FYI, you've leveled up. It's important. What do you want to increase for your special unlocks, for your skill sets? Like, you get it to max, right? But what does max mean? So it will give you a pocket watch point to allocate. My agility is really poor, so I'm going to increase my agility. The passive tree, it gives you stuff to use, but because it's so expensive to upgrade, we can't do that. Let's just go into our... Oh, Christ, I hate it when that happens. There we go. Happy? Chill out. We need better gears, if I'm honest. And to be fair, the pocket watch isn't great, but what are you going to do? It's important that when you start off, you do use those within the dungeon. Like, you've technically just leveled up in the dungeon. You want your stats to represent that. Don't just go throughout the entire dungeon and leave them to the end. Pointless. Like, utilize them when you can. And level 41 is solid. Whoa. Dude, let's heal these guys. Came at the right time there. Holy shit. Damn, Daniel. That one clocky just took us all out. That's wild. I was on full health. Thank you, dude. So there's a good example of having a ninja in your ranks, because they go all invisible and start healing the team, and Can't tell you how useful that is. But again, a healer is equally as useful. They can do an insta-heal, which... Oh my god. Whoa. Whoa, son. Fuck that. Fuck that royally. No way. No way. One of his rockets is knocking us out. See you later. So they're going to die, as you can see. They've all accepted defeat there. They're like, no, he's cowered out. Absolute pussy, and I have no regrets. That is insane. Now, why the other two haven't just quit on us, I don't know, because I need them to die. Resurrect, and your team's back. Let's go. That was nuts. I'm full health. That was nuts. Some enemies you just have to respect. You just got to... Oh, man. You got to give them distance, you know? Cool. Get rid of him. Wow. So there you go. That's down and out, and that's what it looks like. Nothing wrong with saving a dungeon. There's absolutely nothing wrong in saying, you know what, this looks too aggressive for me. Like, even now, what is going on? And again, if you're starting out in this game and you're fresh, you're brand new, what? Don't be like afraid. You can be a warrior. You can go in and just be that macho guy and smash out a load of enemies, but you are frontline, you know? And that is problematic. Come on, come on. Oh, you faggot. Got 10 seconds, bitch. No way. No way. Wow. Oof. Where did he come from? This is a savage dungeon. This is tough. This is tough. I've not known entire teams just get wiped out like this. It's only 38 to 45. What's going on? Hey, have some of that, fucker. Wow. What is he? Yeah. Oh, I can't sell. That's annoying. We only just made it through that, if I'm honest. It's going to be a tough dungeon. Yeah, back to what I was saying. Magic Time class is, like, for me, the best way to level up. Just get a good grip of the game. You can attack from afar. You tend to be surrounded by other players who are well versed. Like, when you're a magic and you're in the thick of it, you just literally die like I did. Try and take a stance where you're at the back and you're just peppering people with all your fine skills, and provide cover for like people who are going to take the damage for you. We're in trouble. We're in serious trouble. I don't think we're going to make this dungeon, but it might be good for you to see it. He ran off. He's ran off. So hold G, and you can come back and get revived almost instant. Oh, wow! Where's our dude? Where's our dude? No way! No way. This is insane. Tough dungeon. Oh, he's gone, isn't he? Dead. Wow. So when you're dead, you can right click and just change your viewpoint of who's alive and see how they operate. Wow, we're going all the way back to the beginning, aren't we? So at this rate, I've died twice, okay? We've been wiped out twice by our enemies. I've leveled up. I did what I wanted to do. I'm not going to stick this out. No, we're clearly going to fail. We've already lost one member who said, nah, this ain't for me. I don't blame this dude for doing what he's doing. He may even leave as well. He might revive us and say, I'm out. And you just, you know, you either quit and lose a load of points or battle on. But in order to battle on, you've got to watch this guy do what he's got to do. Don't blame him. I think he's had enough. He's just collecting all his shit. Yeah, tough one. No, revive us. Bastard. Fair enough. Fair enough. We're cooked. Right, guys, that is a really, really like rough overview of how to participate in Big Time. Any questions, any comments, leave them down below. We'll try and answer them. But really, we just wanted to give you another overview of what to expect when you're leveling up, how to level up efficiently. And if you want, I can start from a basic pocket watch and just show you a really appropriate way of grinding through. Might be a good video, to be fair. That is us, over and out. And until next time, peace.